Hi guys, welcome to Stella's RV Life. I wanted to do an introduction, which I hadn't done yet, and just tell you a little bit about how I got started in this life. I was actually going through divorce, and I was staying in my house for about a year before everything went through, and I had no idea I had a car. I had no idea I was going to get a van. It just kind of all fell into place. It was really awesome. What I did was I started watching videos for Bob Wells videos, and they were talking about van dwelling, and I don't know, the idea just kind of got me excited, and I started watching all his videos, and he started talking about all the different things you can do to survive in a van, and I thought, well, in a way that sounds homeless, but you know what? It's an adventure, and that's the way I was looking at it. And in the beginning, I didn't know, what I was going to do. I knew I was going to go to Florida because my mom lived out there. And, but then after I watched the videos for a few months, I started getting so excited. I said, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just knew I wanted to do it. So like I say, I was just watching his videos, and one day I was going for a drive, and I was talking to everybody about it, and the idea just got so exciting. I went for this drive, and I drove by a mechanic's shop, and I saw this white van. And so I went up to him and I said, hey, is that for sale? And he said, no, but this one is, and which is the one I'm in now. And I totally loved it. It looked so gypsy looking, and I really got a good deal on it. $3,200 I paid for it. It's a 1994, and it had 65,000 miles on it. So I really got a gem. I really did. And so then I just headed out to Florida and spent some time out there with my mother, and then headed out here with my sister, and in Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado. I just started traveling, and boy, it was a blast. But at some point it got to be hard on my back, because it wasn't, this van only goes so high, so I could sit in it and I could sleep in it, but I couldn't stand in it. And I didn't have a stove. I did have a stove. I had a small one burner stove, and but then I had to put it inside the van, and it was kind of just a little bit hard for me. Now, if I had gotten a high top van, it wouldn't have bothered me a bit. And as a matter of fact, when I was sleeping on my bed, which is still in here, I felt like I was in a cocoon. I felt safe. I felt, I don't know, just feeling that smallness. Really, I really enjoyed it. And so I just, I did that for like 9 months, and then I ended up buying a travel trailer, and which I'm happy with. It's 14 foot, and so that's what I'm doing now. I'm hauling the camper with the van, and so I don't know what my next step's going to be, but it doesn't matter, because God's taken me on an adventure, and whatever happens will happen. And so anyways, today I thought I'd share what I did and how I did it, what I started with. Like I say, I have a van in here. Sorry. I have a bed in here that I had a mattress on at the time. And so when you do this life, you're going to be in different kinds of weather, especially on the West Coast. It gets really, really hot, and then it gets really, really cold. So the way I worked that was I went with the weather. In the summertime, I'd go to the mountains, where it was, higher elevation, and that's what you do. You're a nomad. You live in a nomad life. You go with the elevation. And then I would go back down when it got cold. And you can mostly do that when you're in Arizona and New Mexico, and that's where I spend the majority of my time. But so when I was in the van, I had to cook. so I got myself a cooler, and I just kept throwing ice in there, and that's how I kept my food. And then I had a one burner stove that I would just, like I said, I sat in here if it was windy or outside. And then I picked this up. It's called a French press. And I got this on Amazon. And that's what I did for coffee for quite a while. And then as far as staying cool, I used this. And I used to go to McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts, and I would stop and I'd get my ice and I'd fill up it with ice, and this lasts a long time. The ice lasts a long time in here, and so that's what I did for my ice and for my cold drinks. And okay, let's see. And then when I was sleeping at night to keep it cool, or hot really, I bought this at the dollar store. I bought this Reflectix. And I just stuck it in all my windows. I stuck it in all my windows. And then I had a really big one that you buy that came pre-cut. And I stuck that in my front window. And then I also bought this other blanket. It's called a survival blanket. And it's got Reflectix on the inside. And I just would take that and I would wrap it around my whole van on the outside. And that kept me warm and it kept me cool. And these are the magnets I got. I got these on Amazon. I don't know if I mentioned, but I got the French press on Amazon. I bought the mug for cool drinks at Walmart, and I got this at Walmart. Really inexpensive. I think I paid $10 for the blanket. And I had 2 or 3 of these. And wrapped the whole van. And so I guess that's about all I used for keeping cool. And also, I bought this in the beginning. This is a Ryobi battery charger. And I also have an inverter, 400 watt inverter, in the back of my van. So I would plug this in to charge my batteries, which, let me show you. You just put that in there like that, and you charge it up. And I got this at Home Depot, I believe. And then you just, this is a radio, this is a Ryobi radio, and you just take the battery and you click it in there. And on the side, it has a USB. And that's how I charged my phone, and I charged everything that I needed to charge that was, you know, small appliances. And so, and that's what I did to keep cool. And then, well, you say, well, what did you do to keep warm when I needed to keep warm? When it was cold out. There was one item I had that I got at Cabela's. I think it cost like $150, and it was a sleeping bag, a 0-degree sleeping bag, and that thing kept me toasty warm. And that's really the only thing I had, because you couldn't run a heater on a 400 watt inverter. So, and then I wrapped my van when it was really cold, and it worked, you know. And I also had a TV, and you say, how did you plug in a TV? Well, I had a USB TV, and it would plug right into my cigarette lighter. And, you know, and so, you know, I got to watch TV. So on those cold mornings and stuff when you typically want to get out of bed, well, I had my TV to keep me entertained for a couple hours until it warmed up a little bit. And so that's what I did for that. And let's see. Oh, I have this really cool, oh, I forgot to mention. I have this fan too, which is also USB. And so when it was hot, I just plugged this in to my radio, the USB radio, and that kept me cool. And so the other thing that kept me cool was I had, and this is the first thing you want to get when you're starting out, is this fantastic fan. I know you probably can't see it. And you just, it runs off my 400 watt inverter, and of course I have a battery, the extra battery that I had put in there in the back too, and that kept me cool. It would suck air out to keep it cool, and then if I wanted air blown in, then it went the reverse way too. And so yeah, and oh, I got this cool chair too. I want to show you. And it sits right on the edge of your van. And so anyways, I would go to, I would stop at various places where, I wasn't like sitting in my bed or anything like that. And I would sit on the edge and I'd just relax. I'd be in a Walmart parking lot. I'd be in a campground. Didn't matter, it was like an extra sitting place. So it was kind of cool too, to have this. And I've actually hung on to it because I thought maybe I'd use it again. But, yeah, I guess that's about it. Let me see. Yeah, that's about it, folks. And I just wanted to share that with you. I hope I get to help somebody with this video that's thinking about, doing this van dwelling life. Like I said in the beginning, sometimes it can be a little on your back if you get a short roof van, but you can do it, and I just decided to upgrade, and I had the money to do it, so I went ahead and did it. And so that's about it, folks. I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you.